Ah, well. Alright, here we are. So pretty much once you go into this cave, we'll pretty much get the hammer as soon as possible.
Hey, I'm almost done. I just need to do something real quick. Sorry it's taking so long.
It's alright. Take your time.
Alright.
Nope, nope. Let's see here. Pretty much Dave. A little question for you while I go ahead and do Death Mountain and such. How did you get into Zelda 2 and such? Like, what was your, like, earliest memories with, playing Zelda 2 for the first time and such? And, what were your first impressions on it? I'm very curious to know. Alright, now down this ladder, there are 2 paths you could take. I'm gonna go to the one on the left first, real quick. Those guys you cannot kill just yet, because we do not have a certain attacking ability to deal with them. So for the time being, I'm not gonna worry too much about them. Alright, we go over here. Alright, so you get a little red potion right here, so I'll go ahead and refill my health, and take that. Alright. Now, the path to the right is the one you're going to want to take and such. Okay. And I'll be a little careful right here, because there should be an enemy right here. Thanks for asking. Christmas in 1990? Oh. But it was the original game I actually wanted, so... okay. Yeah, pretty much, I know the feeling right there. Like, that's kind of how it was for, like... pretty much back then, like, you know, I was a big, like, Jumpstart nerd back then and everything. Even though the Jumpstart PC games and such. Back then, I wanted, like, the original second grade version with CJ the Frog and such. And the second grade that I got, like, as a gift from my mother was actually the advanced version and such. The one where, like, the characters are like, you know, portrayed as spies and such. And, pretty much, like you, I was also disappointed at it, but I really couldn't, like, you know, I really couldn't be all that disappointed, because, like, you know, it was still a generous gift from my mother, so pretty much, like, I still played it for a little bit, and had some fun with it. But I definitely would say that, like, you know, it wasn't one of my favorites, growing up and such. The 2D style at first, but we played it all summer, and I ended up really... Oh, that's good. All right. Well, pretty much I'm glad that, like, you know, you ended up liking the game overall and such. And, oh, shit. I had a bad feeling about that. Damn it. Alright, well, all of you can laugh at that moment right there. It's okay. That was a stupid moment, I'll admit. But, pretty much, like, yeah, I will admit, like, honestly, the graphics in this game and everything, like, honestly, like, compared to the very first Zelda game and everything, this was, like, a very massive upgrade. The team did as well too, like when compared to the first one. So honestly, yeah, like honestly, I would definitely say the graphics really have like held up very well. I'll admit, especially from the side-scrolling aspect of it. Okay, I kind of hope I don't get a game over here because I'm very close to a level up, and I kind of want to gain as many experience as possible. Well, I mean, I'll just do this. No, I'm actually playing this on an emulator, actually. So, get our magic container. Alright, now let's make sure we try to get out of here, like, as carefully as possible. So, what you want to do here is, well, okay. Well, actually, it's not all that bad. Alright, now pretty much go over right over here. And you want to be careful, because, yeah, there's gonna be some octo rocks. Yeah. I think there was, like... fuck it. Yep. Whoop. Up. There we go. Alright. Alright, now we are gonna have another trap coming here soon, and here it is. Luckily this part's not all that bad. Okay. Okay, for this one I do want to get at least a shield up, so... Up. Okay. I think... Is there one more? No, that's the other one. Alright. Alright, well luckily there is a link doll right around here and such, so yeah, let's go ahead and grab it. Alright, and I'll come back to the cemetery later, but for now, let's actually go ahead and check out the next town for a little bit. Whoop. Alright. Well, no biggie. This could actually help out in the long run. Yep. Yeah, we'll go to the town first. And here we go. Alright, town. Harbor town of Mito, or Mito, whatever. Tomato. Please let me help you. Come inside. I always go straight to the town. Yeah, I don't blame you and such. Like, usually sometimes, like, I do go to, like, both Saria and Mito before I go to the Swamp Palace and such. But for this one, I decided to at least, like, go to the, I decided to at least go to the Swamp Palace first and then come to this town and everything. Ask Error of Ruto about the palace, and we'll make sure to do just that. There is a purple lady. I think this is right here. No one is here, but our church bell will ring. Oop. Hold on. I want to go back real quick. Let's see that. Does that really come back? If not, then, like, you know, it's no big deal. Yeah. Alright, well, let's just go over here then. The island palace in the south has a raft. Alright, so for this one, let's go ahead and get our jump spell. And we'll go ahead and get our downward thrust. Or downward stab, I should say. When you jump, press downward to stab. Yep, all you gotta do is press up and then down. There you go. There's your downward stab. And this will definitely be coming in handy. Alright, let's continue on. Let's go ahead and reveal our magic. Stop and rest here. Let's how to label it in the original manner. Okay, so, alright, so it is still downward thrust no matter what. Alright, well, good to know. Alright, now for this part. Please, my daughter is sick. Help her. Alright, well, we'll go on ahead and help her out. Let's see here. Find magic in a cave in Mark Swamp. Well, thank you for the hint. Alright, well, before we get to Magic Bottle, let's go ahead and get another Heart Container too, real quick. So, yeah, I did forget to mention, so you are equipped with the hammer and such, so now if you want to get rid of rocks or trees, because, yeah, you can also destroy trees with a hammer. All you gotta do is just press the A button, and pretty much the rock and the trees will be out of your way. Take that. Hey, yep. That's what I needed. Alright, we're doing very good on leveling up and such. I was worried that, like, pretty much, like, I would have to do a little bit of, level grinding, like, at least, like, one level grinding in between, like, sessions and such. But if everything goes well, like, I actually might not need to level grind, at all, actually, which is pretty nice. I gotta, pretty much I kind of hope that will be the case. Alright, we got our heart. Now let's go ahead and get the, magic bottle. Hey, you know what? There we go. Oop, take that. I like to, let's see. I like to save one big upgrade when you get the palace points. Yeah, like, honestly, like, back when I was doing this game as, like, a blind let's play, like, I used to, like, try to, like, oh, wow, okay. Pretty much I used to, like, try to save up at least, like, one palace point, so that way, like, I could upgrade both, like, I could also upgrade, what I'm trying to get is that, like, you know, I wanted to try to, like, upgrade, like, magic, life, and attack to, like, one level, per part and everything. Like, make sure all of them had, like, we're up to level 1, and then, like, level 2, 3, and so forth, till, like, you know, the maximum level 8. So, I used to do that for the blind let's play and everything. For this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and upgrade, like, as we go along with the game and such. Yep. Alright, let me go ahead and shield up. There we go. Might as well just be on the safe side. Alright, I got the water. Let's continue. What I do. I didn't finish up the palace and the crystal. Oh, okay. That's actually a little clever. Okay, that's actually a little clever trick right there. Yeah, that's pretty clever. Get the medicine. And we'll also go ahead and heal ourselves up too. Hey, what do you say? Hold on. No, just hello. Okay. Oh, never mind. You were useless to me, lady. And also get some magic. Hey, welcome back. Alright, you're just in time. I just got the medicine and such, so now we're gonna go ahead and save the daughter and pretty much get our next spell. Water of life. Quick, come with me. And pretty much we also got one person to chat with us too. We got Dave.
Nice.
Yep. And pretty much Dave said, Dave's also a big fan of Zelda 2, actually. The magic word will give you power. What does it do? And Crash is looking at him just being like, is this a joke? No. No, actually try it out.
It's a cool spell. I'll give it that.
I mean, to be fair, like, the fairy spell is pretty much useful. Like, pretty much not only, like, will it help you out to, like, you know, in case you're in a jam and such, and you don't want to, like, you know, die easily. Pretty much also serves a purpose for you to, like, you know, bypass, like, yeah, I don't want to battle them in a graveyard. But pretty much, as I was saying, pretty much the fairy spell can also help you get past locked doors as well, too, if you don't have enough keys and such. Alrighty. Alright, so I think for this, yeah, pretty much. What was it? Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna try, yeah, I'm gonna try to run away with you guys. Okay, hold on. I wanna check the map real quick. Yeah, me too. Like, you know, they are pretty annoying to deal with and such. Okay, so that's where it's at.
Well, the blue ones are the most annoying ones ever.
There it is. Okay, this is where, alright, this is where I wanted to get and such, so let's go ahead and get life. I'll get this. And let's get out of here. And there we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and at least take care of the Island Palace, and depending on how much time we have left, we might go ahead and sail over to the other side, or pretty much we'll go ahead and sail over to the other side, but if we don't have that much time, then we'll do that in the next session.
Sail to where?
We're pretty much gonna sail to the other side of Tennessee.
Ah.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean now. Yeah,
Peak.
let's get rid of this guy first.
I want to at least get this.
Okay, we got it anyway.
And, oh, hey. I'll take that. Thank you, sir. Alright, let's go ahead and make it over to the Island Palace, and then we'll call it a stream. So, let's see here. Yeah, that's always going to be an Iron Knuckle. Okay, I have tried to get a magic shield from, or at least a magic container from that, like, I don't know how many times, and it's always an Iron Knuckle for me. It is always a red Iron Knuckle. Alright, we got a new enemy right here. Usually what I like to try to do and such, yeah, I just used to go for a downward, I used to go for a downward thrust with those guys. And we got a new stealth foes. This time they have armor, but pretty much like to cover up their face, but they don't bother to cover up their legs and such. So yeah, you can still kill them. Alright, now there should be. Oh. Okay, well that happened. Yeah, true. That does actually happen and such, but. Every time it does happen to me and stuff, like, it's still always a red Iron Knuckle, no matter what. So I just, so honestly, like, I just, like, you know, not bother with it all too much. Alright, we got a key, we do need that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'll at least get this ready. Whoop. Actually.
There's a 50-50 chance that you can get the jar, he says.
Yeah, that is true. Like, yeah, pretty much, pretty much what he says, it is true. There is a 50-50 chance and such. So pretty much, like, if you hit the red Iron Knuckle, or at least, like, the, Iron Knuckle statue and everything, then, like, there will actually be a good chance. Okay, I'm gonna try, alright. I'm actually gonna focus here.
Fuck. Oh, shit. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen anyway. Alright, I got one life left, so let's try to make it count. Okay, you know what? There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. I'll wait for these guys to come down. Alright. Let's continue on. I'm gonna ignore him. Go. There we go. Alright, let's continue on. And now we're outside. We're actually, I think this is the only palace. We're pretty much like, yeah, you can actually go back outside through the back way for a little bit.
Oh, wait a second. Is this guy's? Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, like, we don't have to worry about that guy all too much.
Yeah, he's the guy. Oh, man,
yes, I
fucking hate that.
pretty much, like, yes, pretty much, you are right and such, like, yeah. Pretty much there are two palaces where pretty much, like, no matter what you do to the statue, you will never get a, red, like, medicine ball or anything like that. So, pretty much, like, yeah, as you said, there's one in Palace 5, and there was one at the very first palace, the one that we, just, completed not too, long ago.
There we go.
Yep. Okay, I think there's one more blue one. Yeah, let him jump. Okay. Alright, let's go.
Well,
alright, I'll go ahead and put on my shield for this one. Oh, Pete! And alright, there's the blue iron knuckle. So, what you want to do, alright, after you get done, like, slashing him, just wait for him till he, like, starts calming down, and then you can go ahead and start, like, stabbing him again. Yeah. Yeah, just pretty much keep an eye on, like, where, like, you know, he's gonna fire his sword, and pretty much you should be okay. Whoop. There we go. And let's continue on.
and we got the wrap. So that's big. So that's good.
Yes. So pretty much with the raft, now we can go ahead and sail the other part of Hyrule, which, like I said, we might actually do that before the first session comes to an end, or we might actually do that in the very next session. One of the two. Alright, let's continue on. And these are another enemies that can actually take away your experience points if you're not careful.
Like I said, they're tame compared to the eyes.
They are, yeah. It's the only Zelda game where you can... Yes, yes, pretty much that's true, yes. This is the only sword that you carry throughout the whole Zelda game. There's no, like, a white sword or a magical sword or anything like that. It's the only sword. Not only that, it's the only, not only is the only sword, but this is the only shield you're allowed to carry as well, too. Alright, there is actually a key. Right in here. Okay. Yeah, let's get out of here. Equals one sword and yeah, actually, actually, that's a good analogy right there. I definitely do agree with you, right there. So pretty much like, yeah, now I got the sword magic to level 4. Technically, you could say like it operates as the same as a white sword would in like the original Legend of Zelda. We'll go ahead and do life. first. There we go. And get the P bag. Alright, speaking of attack, here we go. More attack. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in, and if I get a game over, then it's not gonna be the end of the world, because honestly, I wouldn't have enough to, like, gain experience before I put the crystal in the in stone anyway. But there is a P bag right here if you want to get it. It's just guarded by an iron knuckles, so like I said. Look. Look. There we go. Alright, let's take care of the other one. Yes, there's no rupees or bombs. Pretty much like all the items that you saw in like the first Legend of Zelda game are no longer in this Zelda game. The only items from the original Zelda game that make a return are the candle and the raft, and the magic key. The magic key also does make an appearance in here too. There we go. Alright, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna survive the boss, so if I do, I'll be very surprised. If I don't, then I'm not gonna be that mad, but let's do this. And yeah, this is the boss where you're definitely gonna need a downward thrust. So this is the first phase. Pretty much just like use a downward thrust on his horsey. Alright, now it turns into like a blue, a regular blue iron knuckle. Ooh, okay. Yeah, that was gonna happen. That was bound to happen regardless, so. Alrighty. Battle of Olympus, Zelda 2 clone. Honestly, okay, no, I've not, okay, I've not, like, okay, I've not played Battle of Olympus just yet and such. But that sounds a little interesting. I might actually, like, check it out in the meantime. Alrighty. Let's go ahead, go back to the third palace. We'll go ahead and at least beat the boss, and yeah, you know what, we'll go ahead and call in the first session right here. Okay, alright, hey, alright. Finally, I got a magic jar after all this time. Okay. Well, the nice thing about this is that, like, you know, you could regain some of your experience points, like, a little bit more faster, than last time, so. Alright. Okay. There we go. Alright, we're back to the boss now. Well, let's give this another try. Alright. Okay, this time we should be good. Alright, try again. But I don't comment. Alrighty, I pretty much I'll make sure to check out some of those games and such. There we go. Alright, we defeat him. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, go ahead and grab the key. And I believe up next, I upgrade to either... I think it's magic next. Let's see here. Yep, alrighty. Alright, folks. Well, as promised, this is where the very first session is going to come to an end and such. So pretty much, I'd say go ahead and make my back way into town and everything. Bonnie, how are you having fun with the game so far?
I've been enjoying it so far. I really have changed my mind on this game ever since, you know, I gave it a try myself, and you know, seeing you play it again makes me realize, you know what, this game isn't that bad as I was making it out to be 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, when I was doing the practice run of this game, and, like, pretty much also taking a look back at, like, our very first playthrough of this game, yeah, pretty much both you and me were very harsh, like, with this game and everything, like, when we first tried it out and everything. And, like, pretty much like with Mario Lost Levels and everything, like, this is basically one of those games where, like, the more I play and everything, and the more I finally understood, like, the mechanics behind it, and, like, how, what to do and what not to do and everything. Pretty much I agree with Some Call Me Johnny, that, like, you know, this is one of those games where it's, like, it's hard, but pretty much as he said, like, you know, this is actually a very fun type of hard, like, pretty much is one of those games where it's, like, you know, it could be hard, but, once you know, like, what you need to do, pretty much also exploit, like, you know, some tricks and some, like, secrets and everything, it can make for a very fun experience at the end of the day. Now, and I do agree, like, you know, there are still some, like, you know, little drawbacks I do have with the game in of itself and everything, but I'll save those once we get to, like, you know, the Great Palace and everything, and once we give, like, our final thoughts on the game and such, but, pretty much, like, overall and such, like, you know, I could definitely safely say and everything that, I have, like Bonnie, I have pretty much changed my tune on this game, and, right now I have nothing but, like, you know, good things and even good praises to give to this game and such.
Yeah, totally. Like, I'm glad that, you know, I went back and played the game myself, because it's not that bad. You know, I don't know what were we on when we played this game for the first time.
Well, I mean, like, to be fair and everything, like, you know, this was our very first time playing it and such, and, like, just trying to understand, like, you know, the difficulty and everything, and pretty much that, like, also, like, yeah, the difficulty and trying to understand, like, how some of the monsters and enemies work and everything. That is the frustrating part. I'll admit, that is the one frustrating part about this game, where it's like, if you're playing it for the first time and everything, you have no idea what to do and such, especially, like, you know, how to deal with certain enemies, and yeah, you will feel very frustrated with the game, as we did, like, 5 years ago and everything. But like I said, it's one of those games where, like, once you understand and give, like, just enough practice on it, I could definitely see other people like us, like, pretty much, again, like, give a different tune and pretty much have softened up on this game as the years go on and such.
Like Lost Levels, like, look at me, like, when I played Lost Levels for the first time in 2017, I hated it. Like, I was one of those people that really despised the game. When we did that, go ahead.
I know, go ahead, you first. Like, yeah, go ahead and finish up your thoughts first.
And I was one of those that hated that game, but when we did that Let's Play in 2019 that I'm sad we lost.
Mm-hmm.
Get it?
Oh yeah, like, you know, we literally did lost the levels, oh! Good.
But when we did that Let's Play, I really changed my mind on that game, and I really enjoyed playing it again. And the same can be said for this game.
Yeah, like, pretty much the same here. Like, again, like, when I played Lost Levels first time on my gaming channel and everything, like, I had a love-hate relationship with the game that, like you, pretty much, like, the more I played it and the more I gave it a try, especially on the original version and such, the more I had a lot of fun with Lost Levels and such. Like, I definitely do agree with you. Like, I do consider it an underrated game, and honestly, it's the same way how I feel about Zelda 2. Like, in some parts, I do feel like Zelda 2, like, definitely gets, like, unappreciated, and also gets, like, underrated as well, too, with a couple of Zelda fans and such. Which, but pretty much, like, the good news is that, like, there are actually some, like, you know, Zelda 2 fans out there, like Dave here, and, like, a couple of other YouTubers that actually do enjoy Zelda 2 for what it is. So much so, there's actually a fan-made ROM of like a Zelda 2 remaster and such, where they actually added a lot of new stuff, like within the game and such. And based on the gameplay that like I've been seeing and everything, like it looks really cool. Like pretty much to the person that made it and such, like you could tell like they really put a lot of passion into that project. Like it was definitely made for those that actually do like Zelda 2 and such, and it shows.
Indeed.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, all right. So this is where we're gonna end off the first session of Zelda 2. We did very good actually. Like, you know, we managed to beat like 3 palaces in one go. So pretty much depending on like how the rest of the game will go from here on out, we might actually finish up this game in either 3 sessions at the minimum and such. If we need an extra session or such, then I can't see ourselves like being no more than at least like 4 sessions just to beat Zelda 2 and such. So pretty much like Zelda 1, it's definitely going to be like, you know, a short live stream session and everything, because like I said, like, you know, I've been practicing Zelda 2 as much as we can, just so like, you know, the gameplay can go smoothly. And so far, yeah, it has gone pretty smoothly. Like I said, like, only 1 game over so far in this gameplay, which is actually the same thing what happened in the practice run. I also got a game over as well too, so far, yeah, it's looking very good and everything. But anyway, guys, this is Recorded Diesel saying, yep. Anyway, guys, this is Recorded Diesel saying thank you all so much for watching. If you guys have enjoyed this live stream of Zelda 2, hit that like button. If you guys are excited to see the other sessions of Zelda 2 coming up real soon, hit that subscribe button as well. And speaking of games, don't forget, if you guys got any games you want for me or even Bonnie to try out, list them in the comments or on the YouTube or on my Facebook page or even on the chat, as our good friend Dave has done. If you guys like movie and TV show reviews, check out my main channel where I mostly do that, or check out mine and Barney's collab channel, Review Bros, where we review movie, TV shows, and books together. Yes. Pretty much, before we also sign off as well, too, so pretty much, starting tomorrow, by the time that, this stream is uploaded, tomorrow, like, all the parts from, the original Legend of Zelda stream that Barney and I did on February will be uploaded onto my gaming channel every Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, for the next 3 weeks and such, because it's a 12-part series and everything, with a review also thrown in as well, too, for the very last video. So, pretty much, hope you guys are looking forward to revisiting the gameplay that Barney and I did on February, and we hope you guys are going to be very excited for us to relive Zelda 2 and such through this series. So, anyway, until then, this has been Recorded Diesel with my good friend, and we'll see you guys in the very next session of Zelda 2 coming soon, where hopefully we might actually finish up Palace 4 and Palace 4, 5, and 6 if possible. If not, then at the very least, like, let's see if we could try to finish up, like, Palace 4 and 5, and then, like, end off the session by getting into Palace 6. So, we'll see what happens from here on out, but until then, take care, everybody, and bye-bye.
Bye, folks.
Alright, well, while you guys did that, hey, got more whiskey and such? Fucking God! Yeah, baby, woo!